Hello friends, in today's session we will see practical examples of utility classes. Those we have seen in theory part. Okay, so we will start one by one. First is ST demo. Package ST demo is created over here. Okay, so title is equal to Java, then complete reference colon is over here, is equal to is over here, is equal to is over here. Okay, so we are taking is equal to and colon as a tokenizer, as a delimiter to tell the tokenizer that using this is equal to and colon semicolon we will differentiate or tokenize this complete string. Okay, so output we will generate now. Title, author of publisher and copyright, both all are displayed using between this is equal to semicolon, is equal to semicolon, is equal to semicolon, is equal to and semicolon. Okay, so all these type of tokens are generated. If there are has more tokens is true, it will display true, and next token will be fetched out, and then its value is displayed using VAL values. Okay, you can go through this example. Array list and util packages are imported over here. String is generated, tokenizer object is created, and has more tokens variable method is used. Okay, so now close this project. Next is bitset demo. Okay, in this I created a package called package bitset demo. Okay, so bits are set like 16 and 16, and set some bits 16 times. Okay, so whichever is modulable by 2, those will be written over there like this: 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 divisible by 2, and other divisible by 5. Okay, so initial pattern is displayed using bits 1 and bits 2, directive, then ANDing of bits 1 and bits 2, ORing, and XORing is performed. Okay, so now I will run this code. Okay, initial pattern is bit 1 is 0, 2, 4, all are divisible by 5. So in 16 times from 0 to 16, whichever is divisible, not divisible by 5 will be written in this pattern of bits 2. Okay, so this is randomly taken. You can take any number. Okay, any random number. If you wish here to put 3, you can put 3. If you wish to put here 4, you can put 4. Okay, depending upon whichever largest number you are specifying, depending upon that number, your bit set will be made smaller and smaller from 0 to 16. Okay, because from 0 to 16, suppose there are 4, 8, and 12. Only 3 numbers are divisible by 4, and all other else are not divisible by 4, like this. Okay, it is your choice. You can put any number over here, and it is just for the sake of understanding purpose that how XOR and OR and AND operations are performed. Okay, so you can go through this code. And this is the output. Okay. So now close this project. Clear the console. Okay. Third project is date demo. Package date demo is created. Okay. So date object is created. It is displayed. Milliseconds in long milliseconds are generated and it is displayed. Okay. It is very simple example. This is today's date, day and date, and long milliseconds are displayed. This January 1, 1970. Okay. You can go through this code as well. Date demo. Very simple example. Only date object is created. It is displayed. Long milliseconds are generated and those are displayed. Okay. So next, close this one. Next is calendar demo. Okay. So in calendar demo, as usual, package calendar demo is generated or created. Okay. In this, all months are included. Create a calendar initialized with the current date and time. Get instant. Okay. And its data is displayed like this. Month, date, year. Time is hours, minute, second. Okay. So how it is generated? Calendar.get calendar.hour. Calendar.get calendar.month. Calendar.get calendar.year like this. Okay. And set the time and information and display it. Okay. Now I will run this one. So new time set is 10:29:22. Current time is 0:24:33. Okay. And date is May 6, 2023. Okay. You can go through this code. It's very simple example. Nothing more to worry about. Okay. Only this syntax you have to remember. Okay. How to write it. Okay. So now I will close this project. Calendar demo. After calendar demo, there is Gregorian calendar demo. Package created. Gregorian calendar, same way. Object of Gregorian calendar is created over here. Okay. So date, hour, minute, second, year, month, everything is displayed likewise in calendar. Only interesting thing added if the current year is leap year or not. If Gregorian calendar dot is leap year, the current year is leap year. Okay. So first of all, array of string is created from January to December. Okay. Then Gregorian calendar object is created. Gregorian calendar is equal to new Gregorian calendar. Okay. And then next, date, months of Gregorian calendar dot get calendar dot month, calendar dot date, calendar dot year. Okay, this way. And leap year is find out like this. Gregorian the Gregorian calendar is leap year. The current year is leap year. So next is random demo. Okay, so now random demo, we will open it. Package random demo is created. Okay, this is the Java file. In this static main, random number object is generated. Okay, double value is equal to double value, double sum is generated, and bell array is generated. Okay, so for next Gaussian number, we are summing up the data randomly. Okay, and that t is added by 0.5 every time. Okay, so every time that next Gaussian randomly generated, if that value is less than this t, which is incremented every time by plus 0.5, like 2 by 2 plus 0.5 is minus 2.5, then minus 2.5 plus 0.5 is minus 3.0, like this. If that value that is randomly generated over here, if that value is lesser than this t value, then bell of x will be incremented by 1 and it will break the loop. Okay, and average is calculated like every time your sum divided by 100. Okay, because this loop is iterating for 100 times. So this bell curve will be displayed using the stars as we have seen in theory part. Okay, the first loop will iterate like 0 to 10 and second loop will iterate like bell of I, starting from bell of I. So whatever I, if I is 0 here it will be 0. If I is 1 it will be bell of 1 and like this, and x is greater than 0. So whatever the value of bell of I, if it is up to greater than 0, it will be decremented by 1. Okay. So now we will display the bell curve sideways. So this is the output. Okay. And average is also displayed like this. Average is 0.038 and so on. Okay. So this is very tricky, but not very hard code. Okay. First of all, random is generated. Random object value sum bell array is generated to store the stars. From 0 to 100, this loop will iterate. Then next random number will be generated. Values will be added up, summed up, and t is generated starting from -2. Inner loop will be incremented by 1 and t plus 0.5. If value less than t, it will break. Okay, and then average is like sum divided by 100. And two for loops are used to display the star. First is from 0 to 10, another is from x of val of I to 0, decremented 1 by 1. Okay, so this way we have understood this random program. Okay, so now next is observer demo. Okay, this observer demo is okay. So one is the observable being watched extends observable class, and second is implementing observer interface, as we have seen already. Okay, so one is updating the counter one by one being watched, starting from whatever value you will pass. Okay, and state change and notify observer is called. The main method, two objects are created of being watched and watcher observing. Then add observer observed class dot add observer observing, and observe dot counter starting with 10. Okay, when 10 is passed over here, what will happen? From 10 to 0, decremented 1 by 1, period will be decremented 1 by 1 and updated over here, and sleep is called for 1/10 of second. Okay, when this set change and notify observer will call, this update will be updated. This 10 will be passed as an argument. Okay, and this updated value, integer value, will be displayed 1 by 1. Now I will run this code observer demo. Okay, this is the output of this code. Okay, you can go through this code. Now, next is two observers. Here also same thing is there, but two observers are added. First is watcher 1, second is watcher 2, and this watcher 2, watcher 1 and 2 are added as add observers to observe class. Okay, observe class is still the same, being watched. Okay, first observing called, update called, count is this much. Second is if integer argument integer value is equal to 0, means decrement is done completely. What will happen? Ring the bell. Okay, like instead of ringing bell, it is displaying the done message. Okay, so this is the being watched class, same implementation as before, and this is the two observers main class starting with 10. Now I will run this code. Done. Okay, if it is 0, it will display the done message. Okay, so you can go through this code also. Okay, I will close this one. Next, TT test. Package TT test is created over here. Timer task, class timer task, exchange timer task has to implement the run method and simply display timer task executed. Okay. Set an initial delay of 1 second every half second. Okay. So in the theory part, I was unable to explain you how it is actually implemented. So you will see now the output. After 1 second, this message display will start timer task executed, and after again after again half second, it will be repeated. Okay, half second it is repeated like this. Timer task is nothing but scheduling a task at a particular time. So that for that you have to extend the timer task for your particular class. It must implement the run method. Second thing, third thing, you have to create the object of the timer task, and timer object is created, and my timer dot schedule my task. Okay, and these are the parameters you will specify. First is start time and second is delay. Okay, repeat time. Repeat time is 500, that is half the second. And since it is a non-daemon class, you have to cancel it by yourself so that my timer dot cancel is put over here. Okay. So we will move to the next project. Next project is currency demo. Currency object is created, get instance local.japan symbol and default fractional digits will be displayed. Okay. Currency and in local are two packages, package classes are we have imported over here. Symbol of Japan currency is this. Okay. And additional digits are 0. So US dollars we will see currency symbol is dollar. Okay. So there are so many locals available. You can see Canada, China, Chinese, English, France, French. So it is very much easier, right? If you want to find out the currency symbol of any particular country, you can just use this program and pass here the name of the local, so that you will find out the currency of that particular country. Now we will find out for Korea. It's the currency symbol for Korea. This one. Okay. Then go to this code. First is format demo. Okay, format demo. This formatter is created. Formatting is very easy. %S is replaced with Java. %D is replaced with 10. %F is replaced with 98.6. Very simple program like a C programming language. First of all, formatter object is created. Next is formatter.format. Okay. So whatever data you have to pass, you can pass it over here and give the variable arguments. Okay. And then print the formatted output. No need to worry about it. This is very simple example. Now I will move to the next one since it is very much simple. Then I will move to the next one, that is format demo 2. formatter format is equal to new formatter from double I 1000 this much into 100, and I will specify this percent G. Okay, and percent G is explained over here and percent A is explained over here. Okay, somewhat tricky outputs, but you can understand it and you will practice it more. Okay, this all output is for percent G and this output is for percent A. Okay, sorry. So you can go through this code. For going through this code, you can pause the video and take down or note down the video. Code. Okay. Next question. Next is time date format. That I have created a package. Calendar is equal to calendar.get instance. Okay. Format this is for PR, 12-hour time format. Date and time, complete time date information, TC, hour and minute, LM, okay, with percent T and month by name and number. Okay. All types of outputs are generated over here using formatter and calendar object. This is the current time, this is the current date, today's date, Indian Standard Time, and the current time separate, and this is the current month and date. Okay, so now you can go to this code. You can practice this format specifiers so that with practicing you will remember it. Then format demo 3. Okay. If one time is percent n, space of percent n and percent is listed over here. Percent n for new line and percent is just for the sake of inserting a percent sign into the output. Okay. So now I will run this. Very much simple program. Copying file transfer is 88% complete. First percent n is the new line. Second percent is replaced 88%. Okay. Next is format demo 4. Okay, format demo 4. This is the format we have specified. Percent F, percent N, percent 12F, percent N, percent 02 F. Okay, its theory part I have already explained in theory videos. So if you are not understanding them, you can go back and understand them clearly so that you will remember which format specifier is used for which purpose. Okay. Next is field width demo. package filled with demo is created over here. Okay. Percent 4D, percent 4D, percent 4D. So how much filled with it is expecting? 4, 4 and 4. Which is displayed like this, so that all the output will be coming one below the another, so that it will be displayed like in the formatted manner. Let us try with removing this 4. Let us see what happens. Okay, this is not the expected output. When we are placing this filled with 4, there will be accurate space between 2 columns, and you will see the proper output in one below the another. Okay, so that it is more readable, and that is what the purpose of formatter class. Okay, so very simple. First of all, a formatter object is created. It is instantiated 10 times every time. Every time square and cube is created, and those are displayed in one line. Okay, so that table is generated accordingly. Next is precision table. Okay, so precision is percent 0.4f, percent 16.2e. Okay, format 4 decimal places, format to 2 decimal places in a 16 character field. So depending upon that specifier we are given, it will display accordingly. Okay, so percent 15s, so only display at most 15 characters, 2 and 4. So output is like this: 1, 2 and 3. 3 outputs are displayed one after the another. You can go through this code. Okay, next is left justify. Left justify. Package left justify is created over here. Formatter object is created. Percent 10.2f is formatted, and formatted output is displayed by default. Right justified, and now left justify by minus sign. Okay, as simple as that. Right justify by default and left justify by your own. Okay, so very simple. Just create an object of formatter class, then format left justify without using minus sign, and again left justify, again instantiate that formatter, because it cannot be reused as we have seen in theory part. And using minus sign you can left justify. Okay, so next please, format demo 5. Minus 100 plus 100 minus 200 plus 200. Okay, so spacing is used over here, so that it will be displayed accordingly. So already we have explained in theory part. Minus 100, after that plus 100 minus 200 plus 200, so that they are coming one below the another, irrespective of there is sign or not. can go through this code if you need. So now I will close this project and I will move to the format demo 6. Format demo 6 package is created over here. Calendar object is created. So this sign, relative sign is used to display, fetch and display each and every calendar object, and like this. Today is 6th of May 2023. Okay. So only one argument is passed, and using the relative parameter over here, you are displaying 3 different values using the same calendar object. This calendar object you have generated using this calendar. Okay. Okay. So now I will close this. Average of nums. Okay. On an object count sum is generated, user will enter unless and until numbers are available. Those will be read and those will be added up. Count is will be incremented by 1. And if the string, if the number is not double, it will be checked for string. If it is done, your input is done and output will be displayed. Now we will try to sum up. Okay, average. I can place point or not, it is my choice. Okay, so total is 100.0 divided by 4 because 4 entries are here. And after done is entered over here, it is checked as a end of the input. So output 25 is generated over here. Only tricky thing you have to remember over here is if it is has next, means there is still next data available. First of all, you will check if it is double, then you will sum up and count will be incremented by 1. Else if it is not double, it will come here. It will check for the next. Next will check the string, and if that string is equal to done, then break out of the loop. And else, what of else? It is not double, not string. It is data format error. Okay. So whatever that you are entering, it should be either double or any integer value that can be casted to double, and string done. Okay. You can go through this code. And this is the output. You will enter your numbers, your choice, and after you have done, you will write down done to terminate the input from user. Okay. So now I will close this project. Then average file, package average file is created. Okay. First file is count integer double sum is generated. File writer account is generated for writing these numbers, random numbers, and done. Okay, so input will be to file. Again, this file will be read using file reader F in. Scanner will be scanned in this file, and same example like in the previous one. This is the same, only different is you are reading and writing to file. Now I will run this code. Average is 6.2. You can see here that file is generated test.txt. Whatever that you will write, it will be written over here. So now I will try to change the numbers. Previous average was 6.2, right? What was the previous output? 6.2. Now I will run this one. 12.77. And I will check this test file. Whatever that I have written over here, it is appended. Okay. So every time new data is updated to the file. So you can go through this code. This line is important. You have to close the file handle after you have done, as we have seen in file handling. Okay. So I will close these both files, text file and Java file. Now next is scan fixed. Scan mixed, and this is created like this. So mixed data, like first of all you will check if there is data. It is int, it will be read as int and displayed. It is double, will be read and entered into double format. As we have seen in theory part, if it is boolean, it will be read as boolean. And again, if it is string, you will display in a string. Okay, so I will run this. So scanning, testing, scanner 10, 12.2, 1, 2, 2, and false. Let us try to change test.text. We will find out this test.text over here. Okay, so I will write down some extra things over here. 1, 2, 2, false. 3, my name is. Okay. String is added and this string is added. Okay. So this way you can go through this code. A for integer, D for double, boolean B, string str. You can change the input as and when needed. You can change the text file as well. Okay. Whatever you are writing to. The file reader object you are creating, this is the scanner object, and all of the above you are using the next method, has next method, and checking for each and every element with integer, against double, against boolean, and against your string. Then next is find inline demo. Okay. So find inline, age is finding, we are here finding out age. String is passed in a scanner. Okay, find and display age. Okay, so now Tom age 28, ID 77, and email. I will add this one here. Email Tom @mymail sample dot. Okay, so I will find in line. In my line, I will find same code I will reuse here for finding out the email. Okay, so previously we were finding out age, here we will finding out email. Okay, so this way we have finished with the more utility classes. You can go through this example. Very simple example. Whatever that you have to find out, you will use the find in line. We will find out that format and display the output. Okay. Okay. This way we have finished with all the theory and practical part related to utility classes. Now in the next session onward, we will start with the new brand chapter. Meet you in the next session. Thank you so much.